Welcome to the Puff Podcast.
We got a special guest tonight.
Dude, I'm just chilling.
Yeah, boy.
What? Who's in the house? That's chill. I'm just finding what's up. What's up, dude, bro?
All right, baby. Let's go.
Spark it.
Hey, I'm Abdiel.
I'm Andreas.
This is Puff Podcast. And today, obviously, with everything going on, we kind of felt like, obviously we have fun on the show and we talk about anything, but that's not fair to everybody out there. And it just wouldn't be right to just do whatever so we decided...
we held off on posting last week. Wanted to collect our thoughts and just have a genuine conversation about what's going on. Yeah. So we got with us our good friend De'aris back on the podcast.
What's up, everybody?
Back, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, boys?
Oh man.
How you been over there?
Where you at?
So I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. It's been pretty cool here. Actually, it hasn't been cool. It's been pretty hot.
Yep.
But yeah. I mean, the last time you guys saw me on the podcast, I was in Denver, Colorado. Now I'm in the Deep South. So just been chilling here until I move back to my next location for my contract and stuff. So yeah, but it's good to be back here, guys. For real, this is cool. So
Yeah.
I feel your energy.
I will say it kind of sucks why you're back on, because I envisioned when you were back on being in person, you're down here visiting, we're going snowboarding or something, and catching up. But obviously, like you said, you're in Atlanta, and man, I don't know about you, man, but those photos, I didn't know what to say.
So
They were powerful, man.
yeah, it really hit so much emotion and feeling. So we're just talking about these photos, but you want to talk about these photos you got? You were there in the riots. So I was watching your video, and you said you felt called to go down there. Just felt this presence, felt this energy, and 100%. I felt that in the photos. It was pretty intense, man.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to see where can I start. It is pretty crazy that all this stuff happened, across the country with George Floyd, of course. And coming back to Atlanta, Georgia, where it is majority black. And with all the issues that's going on, Atlanta is one of those hot spots to have these type of very aggressive movements for this particular situation. So it is kind of crazy that I moved back to Atlanta, Georgia during this time here, because actually I should be living in Nashville, Tennessee right now, because of COVID and everything.
They're doing their own protests as well right now.
Yeah. I mean, the whole country is. But being back kind of home in Atlanta, Georgia during this time, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It was kind of I was meant to be here for this time to kind of document that, what was going on. Because just like what you guys said, a lot of people thought the photos, they were powerful and they had a certain emotion that was provided to people who weren't here in Atlanta, Georgia. Poor connection. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
I don't know where the video went.
All right. Well, as long as you guys can hear me, that's good then.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
So kind of piggybacking off of what you said, Andres, is I was kind of pulled to go there because essentially the protest was happening during the daytime, and it was supposed to be a peaceful protest, but actually I had to work, so I couldn't go.
Yeah.
And I actually thought the protest was going to end at 5:00. So even when I got off work, I wouldn't be able to have time to go down there to protest. But then around 7 or 8 o'clock, my roommate came into my room. He told me, he's like, "Yo, man, they are rioting downtown in Atlanta, Georgia." And I'm like, what? Like, are you serious? It was like, yeah, man, they still out there. I was like, yo, I thought this was gonna be a peaceful protest and it was gonna end at 5:00, and then that was gonna be it. It was gonna be a wrap. But yeah, he showed me the video. You know, everything was on CNN because you guys know the CNN Center is based in Atlanta, Georgia. So they broke in there. Yeah, they broke in there and just like vandalizing everything. And to be honest, it took me about 2 hours to decide to go down there.
What was holding you back? Or
what was holding me back was, one, I felt like it was getting too dark because, like I said, he told me around 7:00, so the sun was kind of setting. Two, I've never been in a situation where it was so aggressive like that, or ever been in a riot.
Yeah.
I've been in protests before, but I've never been in a riot situation like that. So I was a little kind of like scared, I guess.
Right.
To be honest,
fair.
like, yeah.
Totally fair.
And I don't know, but what kept me like pushing me to go was like, it's like something was telling me like, De'aris, man, like, go ahead and like document this. Like, you are a photographer. This is what you do. You want to tell stories. You're not just there to, snap pictures and make people look pretty all the time and for them to get 100 likes and shit. Yeah. But it's just, you want to go out there and show like the realness. Mm-hmm. And that's what I want to do. I want to go downtown Atlanta, Georgia, and kind of feel what the citizens of the city was feeling at that time. And that's exactly what happened. Like, yeah. So it was crazy.
So let me add, like, and obviously, I would like to point out to everyone watching, listening, the protests have been peaceful. They've been amazing. It's the dirty few that take advantage of these situations and want to do wrong, make everyone look bad.
And that's just how the news goes. Like, share all the violent stuff because that's what people want to see.
Yeah, they don't ever want to show the hugs and the togetherness of it.
Because there's so many more peaceful protests going on.
And with the news, I saw Killer Mike, rapper, part of Run the Jewels. They just dropped an album, and he has he's very political, and he has a line that he says, and this album was made and announced before George Floyd's death, and he has a line where he says, "I can't breathe." And it's crazy that that's still something. And him being from Atlanta, his interview and his speech, he was, in tears. So I like to ask you, like, what, being from Atlanta and seeing this, like, how did that make you feel? Because you called it home,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's home because, I've been living here, like, basically, like, most of my life since I was, like, 12. So, yeah, it is home. But, yeah, I mean, I guess I felt, I don't want to say comfortable, but, like, I felt like a connection with the people out there. Yeah. And I told a friend, I was like, most of these people that was out there rioting, like, in any day of life, I would probably never befriended them or anything like that. Like, we were two different people in two different worlds in a way. But it was like we had some type of, like, kindred, like, connection. It was me and them because, like, basically they want to be seen. They want to be heard. And, they seen somebody with a camera. They're like, yo, like, take a picture of me. Like, this is, I'm angry about this. Like, see me. Because any other day, like, I felt like if I were to photograph them, like, doing some shoot photography, they might steal my camera. But
bro. Anytime someone come up, like, what camera you got? Yeah, it's a cheap one. It's worthless.
It's fake.
Yeah. I'm not trying to, like, be like, a stereotype, but, like, we were two different people there, but there at that night, we were all on the same page. And they were looking for people like us to be the eyes and the ears for them, so the world to see. And of course, my photos have not reached the world, but, there's other people out there doing the same thing. And yeah, I don't know. It was just a strange, like, connection I had with the protesters and the rioters out there. And I felt safe, like, I felt safe.
You didn't feel like the cops would just, because you're there.
I talked with some of the cops too. Yeah, I talked with some of the cops.
What was that like?
I mean, it was cool. Like, they were definitely doing a good job of trying to be peaceful.
Yeah.
They weren't, like, they were being very defensive. And And I talked to two police officers, and they told us that they said, really, what we're trying to do right now, we're letting them vent.
Yeah.
But they did hate the fact that, like, they were destroying stores and all that. But they understood, like, kind of where the people were coming from, so they were kind of just letting them vent in a way. Until, like, you know, recently when we got the curfew, now they're kind of being a little bit more aggressive. But I think the city has kind of died down a bit, and it is being a lot more peaceful. So,
and because that struck, like, one thing that struck me is, like, I remember you said in your video, on a video you posted saying, like, you know, if you're a photographer, especially just a creative, like,
yeah, it's
your job. Like, you know, I learned that in my ethics class in college. Professor Richard, shout out to her. You know, like, ethics, like, your job is to capture what's going on.
Totally.
You know, be that eye, that unbiased eye that catches everything. Because, like, obviously the news shows things that isn't really going on, and
yeah, they want to show what their target audience only wants to see.
Yeah,
and it's like, for me personally, all the artists I respect, especially musicians, thinking back to, like, Pink Floyd, Grateful Dead, so many hip hop artists, like, this is what all their music was about, political and their point of views and their stance, and they use their art to express their view and get it out. Because that's the cool thing with art; it kind of hits people differently.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
and that's what I was trying to portray in the video, because, like, all three of us here are artists, you know, and, you know, as artists, like, I think I read this somewhere. It was either artists, we're either the 5% or 10% of the population. The, like, 95% of the world relies on us for the entertainment and kind of making them escape the real world and stuff like that. So that's why I feel like artists, we are supposed to express these things. We shouldn't be silent on matters like this, because we're expressive people. Like, that's the whole point. We shouldn't be, like, shut in. And I'm super happy, and actually a little surprised that this subject or this conflict that's going on right now in this country at this time, there's a lot of people picking up on this. There's a lot of people actually talking about it, not hiding behind the words or anything. Like, people are really saying, like, hey, Black Lives Matter too. You know, like, human rights matters. You know, this police brutality is, like, wrong. Like, everyone, like, I'm on Twitter, social media, and it's like so many more people talking about this than they have before.
Literally,
you know?
Everywhere I go, I see it. Like, it's on the internet, out in the world, and, like, every single state has protested.
Yeah,
and
that's,
like,
crazy.
That's crazy, man.
I've never seen something
for real
like that, or even been a part of something.
Even
like
other
that.
countries. I think it's like 18 other countries have been protesting.
Really? I saw Germany and Sweden, I believe. Copenhagen. That's Denmark.
Sweden too. Yeah, and then I think some parts of Japan too. Like, they also have their own police brutality issues going on too recently. Yeah, but I think too. Like, I think I heard it yesterday, but this is one of the biggest, largest protests in history.
That's pretty wild.
It's not a fact, but I think that's what I heard for sure.
Yeah.
So,
and it's kind of sad, like, it's still happened to go to that point.
It's still sad. Yeah.
You know, and like I said, seeing you do it, like, I'm not gonna front on camera, man. Like, I wasn't gonna go, just because I saw what was happening. Like you were saying, like, 2 hours before you went, you were like, should I go? Then my buddy hits me up, and I was working on my work today. But then I text him, like, nah, man. Like seeing that was inspiring, man. Because obviously you're a black man, and I would like to know, like, how you felt when you watched what happened when he was choked out with a knee, like.
Yeah.
So obviously, as a friend, I was like, you know what? He's right. First of all, as a photographer, two, as his friend, and as a Puerto Rican man, like, it's my job. Like, I can't be quiet, you know, and not go. So what was your feelings when you saw that happen?
Yeah. Well, the sad thing is, and I do feel like I do speak on a lot of other black people, is that when this happens, not surprised, you know. Of course, I felt very angry and, very hurt and sad, but it was more kind of like like this stuff happens all the time to the sad point that we get used to it. And you know, we're always saying enough is enough, and we're always out there like you know, trying to get our voices heard and stuff. And you know, I mean, this was like just that time where people were just like just ready to rise up and speak again on this matter. Because if you know, before this with George Floyd, there was back-to-back other issues that was going on.
Oh, it's,
you know,
it's always happening.
Yeah, so it was like definitely building up. It was like happened too close together, and it just blew up. And then with COVID, everyone is inside the house, and you know, all this aggression and emotions are building up already. So that even made it even more bigger. You know, now I do want to say though. So I have here in Atlanta, Georgia, I have two very, very, very close friends. They're like sisters to me. Both of them are white, and we talk about this stuff all the time. Mm-hmm. And I love being in that open environment because they want to listen. They want to understand where I come from. Something that they don't know, they're kind of ignorant about, and they expect me to tell them what it is to be like a black man in the country and stuff. And you know, we talk about like this is what our country needs is like people should have open discussions about this like racial issues, because like when you don't, then you're ignorant about it, and then it will continue on, and then you know, we sweep it under the rug, and then we'll try to forget about it, but then it leaves. So like having this open discussion is like perfect. And like one of my friends, she has I think he's 9 years old, and I was suggesting to her, like, you know, talk to your son now about these racial issues. Ask him, what does he think of people of color? You know, what his opinions are, and then kind of like open that up so that way they don't grow up thinking like they only know their own race. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, so it's like, you know, I'm grateful to have those friends because we're able to talk about like this stuff all the time. Like even before all this, we always talk about like racial issues and stuff like that. And you know, they're not offensive or trying to argue. They're actually trying to listen to see where I'm coming from, because they do understand that, you know, white privilege does. All that stuff is there, and they want to like, you know, be better and understand that.
Sorry about that. It cut off when you said white privilege does, and it cut off. Just so everyone listening is aware. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you made a good point, man.
All right, you can hear me now?
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like white privilege does exist. You know, and you know, they want to break that. And my other friend, I texted her yesterday. She was like, De'aris, you know, I thank you for your patience, like explaining, you know, all the situation that happens with you and your family and black people. But she was like, you know, it's also our responsibility as like white people to talk to our other white friends and family about this stuff. Like we shouldn't have to be out there telling you guys like, hey, you know, there's this and that. Like they should be able to do that too. You know, it's not our responsibility in a way, but. Yeah, so I kind of went on a tangent there, but yeah.
Like the open discussion is so important because for me, I grew up in a pretty white community, but I've had black friends my whole life, so I never had this boundaries between races. I never thought about it. They were always like, they were there, and I was had friends with them and good connections, so there was no disconnection. They felt the same as me, but for me, I've never experienced like racism. I don't know what it's like to walk down the street and have a sense of fear or have a cop pull me over. Like I've been pulled over, but I'm not afraid. Like I don't think something bad's gonna happen. Like literally, like I don't have that perspective.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I mean, so another thing too, like Andreas, you know, when you like, you know, you're from like a small white town, right? So, like, there's, like, I don't know, it's not a radar or anything, but any type of minority or a black person we're very good at picking up on somebody to know if they're like racist or not, or if they have something. We can tell, we can know. So
I laugh because I know, bro.
Yeah, that's the saying. It's like minorities, not just black people, just like we can tell if someone has some type of ill will against us. And I never got that from you, Andreas. That's why we're cool and stuff and friends and all that. Like, if it was, the household probably wouldn't be like.
Yeah.
It would just have a certain atmosphere to it, you know. Like,
Yeah.
The house is very diverse, and it wouldn't survive like that if we were all like,
For sure.
you know.
You remember Cass? He said me audio like, yeah, Andrea, man, I appreciate him, man. He's a cool dude, man. Like, you know, so shout out to Cash.
I know you felt a little of that with the owners of the house, though, maybe.
Oh, he did?
No. Did you? I remember. I know you and Tage would be talking about it.
Yeah, because me and Tage had that moment where what's his name?
We don't have to say any names, but
okay, yeah. When he came in, he had the Trump for 2020
yeah.
thing on, and me and Tage just looked at each other, was like, oh, okay. this is what they represent. But I've never had any issues with them. They still seem like they were good people.
Yeah.
Because if they weren't, I don't think they would have got the people that they got rented in the house if they were like that. And if they did, I will feel like they will do certain things like I felt like they were very respectful to each room that we had, and I think they respectfully charged the rooms where they should be. Yeah. But let's say I moved, or let's say Abdul, you moved to the room that you're in now, and you're paying I don't know, way more than what Tage or Andreas was paying, like double that. Then that would be like an issue. It's
I would be quiet. You know, Puerto Ricans, we ain't quiet, bro. We get loud. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's also like a spectrum to it, you know? Like, there's a lot of people who have underlying racism, and it's very low key, and it's not something
that too. Yeah.
You pick up on, but it's still a problem.
Yeah.
And I will say, obviously, disagree or agree with political views. Come from Tennessee, there's a lot of people that just. I never got the sense that they were racist in any way, but they just liked the candidate. You know, they liked Trump, and I was just like, whatever. You know, like. And anytime I was around, they never ever did anything that was, you know, unusual, suspect. You know, like, okay, I'm gonna be around you.
Yeah.
So
I mean, go ahead.
Sometimes people just, for the most part though, for the most part, red flag. But
I know, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Not everybody, you know, because even like some on the blue side, you know, there's racist people. So, you know, you can't say every Republican is racist or they have issue, but the majority of them are. I feel like, like some of them not, because I know somebody who did vote for Trump, but now they're like, I don't think I'm gonna vote for Trump now. Like, you know. So
he gave it a try. Now he's like, nah, pass.
Yeah.
Pass on that shit.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And I would say it's even because it's the whole point is that the system is fucked up.
Very. Yeah.
So and it has nothing to do with political party, right? You know, because anybody can go back in history. The political parties actually, like, I think the ones that are Democrat now used to be called something else. You know, and the Democrats back then were something like they change all the time. And
yeah, actually, because the Republicans were more like Democratic back then.
Yeah, the
Republicans were more for the people back then, and then that changed. But yeah,
and policies have passed from both sides that have been. I mean, if everybody remembers the 3 strikes law in the 90s. You know how many minorities, especially black people, went to jail after that? I mean, that's it
was a systematic,
You know, like, you get caught for weed 3 times, boop, the book's thrown at you. And now people, like, I was in Denver, man, that crap was like a festival. Everyone was just sparking up, you know, on the Capitol Hill, and people are chanting. It was like, and I can't believe someone would go to jail for that, even now. And definitely, like he was saying, you know, from his community, being Puerto Rican, like when Black Lives Matters movement first started, I was a little bit indifferent because I didn't understand. Because growing up military, you're around everybody. And in the military, they teach your soldiers. I mean, obviously, there's racist soldiers, because that's just them as a person. But military is taught, like, that's your brother, and you guys are going to war.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care what you look like, bro. I'm trying to survive. Right? And seeing my dad, I know how that's affected him going out there. So they take that serious, and they put that in their kids. So a lot of kids in the military didn't really care. It was like, it was there, but nobody... We're all kids, we're having fun, and it's school, right? And also being born Puerto Rican, and like most of my like first cousins, like all of them are darker than me and my brothers. We just happen to be the ones that came out lighter. So like in my, you know, you see my grandmother, I believe I told you, like
I did,
And I don't say that to say, oh yeah, look at my grandmother, but it's more of to explain that as a child, a coworker of mine came up to me, and I had to correct her, bro, because she was like, yeah, everybody's a little racist. I was like, stop that right there, because there's none in me. A baby has not come out hating people, so you can stop that right there. You can say that all you want, but kill that. And she got all quiet, walked away, like, no. And for me, like, growing up and seeing my cousins, it was just like, these are my cousins. We're Puerto Rican. Like, you know, and I remember as a kid, this other kid was like, that's your cousin? I thought he was black. And I was confused. I didn't know how to really react, because I didn't move to the United States until I was 14, so that's something I never understood. And then finally moving to the United States, slowly but surely, I've seen it, man. A lot of hate here, especially in the South. And so the indifference more came from not understanding why. Because in my community and, you know, the strong African roots we have in the Puerto Rican culture, I didn't understand, like, why hate each other, you know. And it's something I still don't understand. Like, even being down in Denver, I was kind of like, you know, I felt strongly about it, of course. Like, I mean, I've been messed with the police, and I've been messed with people in Tennessee saying, go back to your country, Mexican. Like, I understand that stuff is real. But it's something I kind of still don't get, you know. Just being, you know, on the island you go, and all three of us speaking Spanish, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, dímelo, hey, what's up, papi? You know, just... And being here, it's like, I feel that way. When I was hanging out with all three of us just hanging out, I felt that way. But going out is definitely, like, I'm sure a lot of other people don't see it that way. So I don't know if, like, you've talked to other people like that really didn't understand. And how can someone, like, in my community understand, really? Because it's still kind of hard for me, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, the best way is, like what we keep saying, is just sit down and listen. That's it. Yeah. That's just listen. You know, think on it real hard on it. Because the reason why we're here is because people don't listen. People they always got to combat, you know, because they got to be like, oh, well, no, this is my life, so this is right. Instead of, if you, like, just sit back and listen, you might be able to understand and hear where that other person is coming from, and then your perspective might change a little bit. Mm-hmm. And that's really what we need, you know. Yeah. And that's yeah. I mean, so I wanted to go back. You said something earlier with I think you said something with the police and all that, and like the system and all that is, like, really messed up and stuff. And that is true because, and a lot of people who do become
it's still cutting off, De'aris.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, just start. You said a system something.
Yeah, right when you're about to say something, it cuts off.
And I'm like, they're like, come on, like I'm really listening.
I thought he was very attentive. He was just standing there.
What's he gonna say?
I'm like all ears, man. Just want to make sure.
What was
well,
that?
actually, let's go to break, and then we can continue. Continue this. So everybody, we're gonna go to break, and yeah, we'll be right back. Keep this conversation going.
For sure.
What's good, everybody? We'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? We're chilling.
After these short messages.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Puff Puff Podcast. We just wanted to give a shout out to our awesome sponsors. Yo, we just wanted to say thanks for tuning in to another one of our episodes of Puff Puff Podcast.
Appreciate y'all. For real. You guys I love every single one of you 20 people.
We're
gonna
this
grow.
for you.
We're gonna grow because of y'all.
You gotta help us grow. Leave a review. Let us know how we're doing. That would mean the world to us.
Yeah, tell your mama, tell your sister, your brother, your friend. I mean, whoever you know. And if you liked it, they might like it. Hey, share it. Because we got something to say.
Hey, you need a light?
Hold up, bro. Aren't we supposed to be recording this episode? We need to get back, bruh.
Oh, shit, we got a podcast to record. Let's go. All right, we are back.
What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are enjoying this pretty informational and great. We've been talking about a lot of deep stuff, and obviously, you understand that. And you were about to tell us something about the system and the effects. I believe the cops.
How do you feel about the system?
Yeah. Well, the system is definitely up. Yeah. But yeah, what I was trying to say is that like it's easy to kind of become a cop in a way. And I don't know if you know, but there's a big certain type of people that gravitate towards being a cop, and those are people who are like always power hungry. Those are people that maybe they were in school, they were bullies or something, or they really always wanted to have that sense of power over somebody.
They got a small toe, bro.
So what?
Or they got a small toe, quote unquote.
Oh,
yeah. They're mad as hell.
Yeah, that, yeah, for sure.
All jokes aside, though. All jokes aside.
Yeah, like, you know, and those are the people that actually are, like, majority of those bad cops because they feel like they have more power over another human being's life. And even now with the peaceful protests, I don't know if you guys saw some of these videos, like, there's cops that's punching people who are being peaceful, not the rioters, but peaceful protests who have the right to do so. They're spraying them in the face, they're pushing them, they're jumping on them. Like, what the hell is that? That's not protecting the servant.
Bro, okay, so Denver, this guy pulls up to an intersection, this black guy, and he's in the car with his wife. And all the police guys are like lined up blocking the street, and he's trying to get through. And he like gets out his window to ask if he can get through. And they're like blocking in the street, and they start firing they're like guns, but they're firing like the rubber bullets and also the tear gas. And he's yelling out his window. He's like, "My wife's pregnant," and then they just keep fighting.
That was here in Denver?
That was here in Denver.
Oh,
and he keeps yelling. He's like, "I have a pregnant wife in here," and dude, yeah.
They didn't care. They don't.
No.
Oh my God.
It looks like they're just having fun. Like, it's so up.
Yeah, it is. And I really don't understand how they go home. Like, especially the ones that got kids. Like, do they go home and feel like, oh, I'm a hero today? I beat up this person. Like, I feel good about, like, do they really think like that? I don't know. That's weird. Yeah. I did hear about that. I didn't know it was in Denver, though.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I seen that he was. Well, I seen what he said. Talking about. I mean, what was it in front of?
I don't know the street section, but it was right in downtown.
It had to be the same video.
And like he was projecting his voice because his wife was pregnant, getting loud about it, and the cops deemed that reason to start firing tear gas at him. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and like that, and that's all we're asking. Like, we're not always here saying like we want to fight the police. No, we're like, can you hear us? We're human beings as well. Like, can we like be humans to each other. Like, put your badge down for a second and know that you're a human being too. You bleed just like me, and it's like you don't have more power over me. You're supposed to help me out, the citizen. So like when I see those other videos, like you guys said earlier, like the good stuff, they don't show too much.
Cut off again, man.
Like there was some police officers.
You said something about a video it cut off. Just want to make sure everyone hears you, man.
What was I saying? The video. Did I say like peaceful videos? I think.
Yeah.
Like they don't show that, but if you're on Twitter and that, you'll see a lot of that. There's like videos of police officers and protesters. They're dancing, having cookouts, and there's no violence going on. It's because like they're humbling themselves and recognizing the cries of the people. And that's all we want. That's all we need. Yeah. That's all we need. We're not trying to fight you because we want to fight you. We're fighting you because like what you're doing. You're killing people who don't need to die.
Like you were saying, like people when you were going out taking pictures, people wanted to be heard, and people feel like this is the only way to get heard is to cause a ruckus. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's it.
The thing is, like, a lot of these cops, I feel bad because, like, some of the ones, they really, truly love their community.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, there's plenty of Hispanic and black cops that, I mean, they're from the community that they're serving. And obviously, like, a lot of movies, if you haven't seen Boys in the Hood, everybody, that is a poignant movie. Obviously, it's a classic, man. But
it's like a movie you gotta watch when you're a kid in elementary school.
But for those that haven't seen it, certain communities that haven't really grow up with that movie, that's something that came out in the 90s. And one thing that struck me in that scene is how the cop that was messing with them was a black cop. So it's like, it's something, I don't know why they would join and then be like that, but it is, a lot of people say, oh, not all cops are bad, but
I mean,
do you do anything?
Yeah. It doesn't take a lot for people to do bad things. Even if the bad cops are the minority, I don't really know. They're the ones who are affecting a lot of stuff that's going on. So
totally, but also the whole like mob mentality. Like those 4 cops, they were all equally a part of it. Like none of them stood up and easily. I mean, any one of them could have. But once you're in a group and there's this push for violence, everyone just kind of falls in. Yeah. And it just piles on top of each other.
And we're both anime fans, and I was recently watching Naruto Shippuden, and there's a part where Sasuke is he's at this like fighting ring for the ninjas. He doesn't do anything, and like this one girl tells him, if you don't say anything or do anything, you're just as at fault.
Yeah.
And Sasuke came in and whooped some ass, you know what I'm saying? Sharingan,
My ninja way.
That's true, man.
I do want to say something about that. Like with the anime and video games, it's crazy when you think about it. When you watch anime and play video games, the majority of the heroes that your character, you know what you're doing, right? You're destroying the status quo of the world. You're always beating the big guys on top of the government or whatever, because they're the ones who are destroying the world, right? And you're praising these characters like, oh yeah, these guys are heroes. They're saving the world because they're destroying the bad guy. So then when you look in the real world and people are protesting against the bad guys, then people don't call those protesters heroes or anything. They're saying they're thugs and bad guys. It's like, I'm confused here because you're literally playing a game or watching something that's literally doing that exact same thing that's happening in the real world. And you don't see that perspective. So, I don't know.
But they don't understand that a lot of these creatives that, make these shows and games, what do you think they're inspired by?
Yeah.
You think they just wake up like, I'm going to make this amazing game and it's going to break records? Like, no, they are inspired by their environmental and internal influences. And I commented on some girl's Facebook, and I wrote clearly, like, not attacking her, but just explaining, because she was saying something about looters, and they're destroying and they're burning the cities.
Yeah, a lot.
Look, 3 days in Denver. I want to shout out to Denver, man. That crap was. I remember texting you like, bro, this is like some powerful shit.
Yeah.
You know, a lot, like 1,000 people past curfew, just lighting, you know, putting their phones up at the Capitol Hill and just chanting, "We love you, we love you, we're with you," and I was like, whoa. I mean, I got goosebumps, and I remember, like, I'm not gonna crying type. Obviously, like, situations like this,
Yeah.
I kind of, as a photographer, I don't like to be involved, just because I want to capture what I see. And what I saw was unity, man. It was awesome. Like, I'm exhausted. I'm, like, hungry, and this one girl opens her van like, "Hey, man, are you hungry? Give me 2 granola bars." I was like, just ate that real quick, bro. But that, man, that gave me, like, I got goosebumps, because it was just, everybody was just kind and nice, and it's like, bro, when y'all let us do our thing, like, nobody's gonna do anything. It's togetherness, man. And it's something like I can't describe it. If you haven't been out there, I'm talking to people on listening. If you haven't been out there and you really want to go.
Yeah, doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt to go. My phone's about to die. What the heck?
Oh no!
Charging it. Alright, we should be good.
Appreciate De'aris' beautiful flowers falling down.
I love the sound of the charger. Doo doo doo.
Yeah.
Doo doo doo.
I didn't know you guys could hear that. Okay. Oh yeah, it came from my laptop.
Yeah. What has, like? Because have you been again?
No, I was telling Andreas earlier. Actually, tomorrow night, some friends asked me to come out. I don't know if I will, because I get off at 6. And then our curfew has still been extended. So if I go there at 7 o'clock, it'll be 9 o'clock. I feel like that won't be a point. But I am planning on going Saturday during the daytime. And to be honest, though, I think I'm going to go, but I'm not going to go there to photograph. I'm going to be more a part of it this time, especially during the daytime. I am going to do some photographs, but I want to do photographs like the buildings and the aftermath of everything, but not really the people this time. So I will do that on Saturday with 2 friends there, to actually be in the protest, supporting the cause that I want to fight for.
So what do you want to get out of the buildings and all the aftermath?
Well, I guess I'll say this, but I am working on another project. That's all I'm going to say. But I am working on another project, and I kind of want to take pictures of, like, the buildings of, like, people that vandalized it or they were looting it. I don't know if they fixed up most of the stuff. I mean, it has been about a week, but I just want to take a picture of the city, how it looks from the aftermath of the riot and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. And where can people find this project?
The project will be announced on both my Instagram and my YouTube. But Instagram is going to be the best way to actually be able to see this, which is, De'aris Jinks photography. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the best thing for people to help? How can people support? How can they... I know you said we should listen. Obviously, like, we all need to learn and educate ourselves. But how can we be proactive and help the cause?
The biggest thing right now is donations. Donations to the correct, like, organizations. The donations to kind of, like, help out to fix the police system. Supporting, like, Black communities and stuff like that. That's one of the biggest way is promotion, donations, and of course voting. Voting can help fix these things. I know a lot of people are like, voting doesn't matter, but it does matter in a way, because I mean, look where we are now because of the votes that happened, prior. So it does matter. There's that.
It's not just national. I mean, it's local, state.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah, it's not just the president.
A lot of people say, focus on the national, like, presidential.
State,
Man,
all that.
you got your Senate representatives, you got your mayors, you got your governors, like, city councils, like.
Yeah, because it helps your city out more than. Yeah. So definitely those things there. Of course, if you can, go out and protest peacefully and, like, speak your word out. But I think a very important thing is, like, talking to your family and friends. I think that's one of the main things because, like, words, it's what's really going to hit people more. And if we continue ignoring, then the issue is never going to go away. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I told my other friend, like, you know, if your auntie is a little racist, I'm sorry, but if you disagree with her, tell her this is wrong. Tell her I don't agree the way that you think. We have to get into that sensitive subject of, like, telling our friends and loved ones that, like, hey, this is wrong and I don't agree with this. You know, like, yeah, you might get in a fight, but I think that's important, is coming across to the people around you to, you know, open people's minds and stuff like that. So I think I answered your question. Yeah, those are some
man. Like, especially, like, speaking out, just, like, going back to those cops in the videos, just standing there, like, it's the same thing. If you're just standing there and not saying anything to someone who's a little racist, like,
yeah, because it spreads.
Problem.
Yep.
And that's something I saw, man. And I'm sure a lot of cities this is happening where anybody picks something up and threw it. Anybody with a spray can bottle, or spray can. Did you just say spray can? I can't speak, people.
Spray cans, yeah.
You know, anytime people saw them, like, man, people will come up to them, cussing them out, like, ready to fight them if they even touched anything. Like, they're like, this is not what it's about. Yo, you know, just pissed off. And I also want to say something about how you were talking about police antagonizing peaceful people, peaceful protesters. Being out there, one dude came out with a golf club, just mad as hell. Who the f*** opened my door? Who the f***? You know, real pussy shit. Like, with a golf club. Like, come on. Like, of course someone's gonna do anything to you. You have a weapon. So he's hitting a light post. Then he goes, F*** Black Lives. Starts running, right?
Yeah.
You know how it be. A bunch of people come out, start falling more quiet. Like, you already know what's about to happen. What happens next? The apartment he runs into, immediately he runs in, police officers with riot gear come out. I'm not saying that it was a setup. All I'm saying that it's too much of a coincidence for it to happen that quickly. And for cops to be right there. I mean, just man, you got some luck, bro. You got some luck, and you need some help.
For sure. Yeah. Have you guys seen these pallets of bricks that are dropped off in cities?
Yeah, it's undercover cops and stuff doing that. Yeah,
just leaving bricks. So they're trying. There's so much to this. It's crazy.
It's f***ed up, man. Like, yeah, there's people going inside these protests and igniting the flames, like, just so they can do all this shit. It's crazy, man. It's sad.
You know, like, it's a weird thing. So the Joker came out earlier this year, and, like, so many people fetishized over that. Like, it was an awesome movie, but you're kind of voting for the Joker, and you, like, are on his side, and you, like, get this, like, spirit of just chaos and anarchy.
Yeah.
Totally, yeah. It's
like,
been a weird timeline. Like,
yeah, bro. I have a little funny anecdote. Something.
What you got?
So if they're, like, obviously they shoot tear gas and to people that are being peaceful, and adrenaline's rushing, and me and my other photographer buddy, we run, not realizing what happened, and we run into the gas. And man, that shit's horrible, bro. That shit burns.
Oh, you ran into it?
Yeah, man. Hey, I didn't know they shot it. Because people were shooting fireworks.
I didn't run into it, yeah. Yeah, fireworks everywhere.
Yeah, so the smoke, I thought it was fireworks smoke.
Yeah. Nah.
No, bro. Trust me, I knew right away.
Mm-hmm.
And we were both like,
I made sure to stay clear from tear gas. I had the leftovers, and that was like, that even hurt your eyes. So I'm like, man, if you were really in there, like, man, I do not want to.
No, I wasn't in there. I stayed back.
You would have been throwing up or something.
So it definitely wasn't like, but no.
Yeah.
That it so we're pouring water in our eyes, like, just trying to breathe. The dude's like, oh, you need help, man? Here you go. Hands me a water jug. Look, I didn't know you're supposed to put it in your eyes. It's for your eyes, right?
Yeah, so
my throat's burning, so I go. No, milk jug. I apologize to everybody. A milk jug.
Oh, the milk. Yeah.
The milk is for your eyes to help the burning. So my throat's burning, my eyes are burning. So I grab the the milk jug, and go. I drink that hoe and give it back to him. He had this look like, no problem, man.
It's like you're new, huh?
Oh my god.
That was just. I felt kind of silly, but.
Yeah. Oh man.
First time for everything.
It's sad that I have to come to that though. That people have to bring milk because they're scared that people might get hurt.
They gotta be prepared for it. Yeah.
It's a weird time, man. Like.
Yeah, 22 as a whole has been. I don't know if it's supposed to be a wake up call because I still don't think a lot of people are waking up. But I don't know if it's like. I don't know if it's Earth or some type of God is like trying to give us a sign or something. But 2020 has been like, I don't know. This has been the worst in our lifetime, period.
I mean, shit, if you're not seeing the signals, you're sleeping hard. This shit's crazy.
Just snoring, boy. Wake up.
Yeah. I mean, like, because if something else happens, man, like, I don't know, man. Like,
it might be all pandemonium. It might be all, like...
because, like, well, I'm not trying to jump off topics of subject or this topic.
Go ahead. I mean, talking, man.
Yeah, a lot of people also talking about COVID, and with the riots and marches, there's a whole bunch of people, gathering.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be a huge outbreak of cases again after these protests?
Yeah, we were talking about this last night.
Yeah, I think...
Like, it'll be interesting to see because obviously we don't want there to be an outbreak.
No.
But if there isn't an outbreak...
They got questions to answer, boy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, there isn't. Yeah.
Hey, well, why you making us stay home? Why I gotta wear a mask?
Yeah, what's going on?
What y'all trying to plan, man? What y'all doing?
Yeah. Because people are saying that too, like the news. Do you hear anything about COVID anymore? It's like, it's gone. Like, it doesn't exist anymore. So...
COVID was like the biggest thing ever, like, and now it's just dust.
And that was a confusing thing because I had a coworker. He was old enough, obviously, to remember the SARS outbreak back in 2003, 2004. I can't remember when.
On that, yeah.
And he was saying that there was none of this stay home thing, none of, for that, and that was the worst version of corona disease or virus. So, yeah, if nothing happens, and I hope nothing happens. I hope everyone's out there having a good time and doing something they believe in. And enjoying,
and they don't get sick after that. Yeah,
and no one gets sick. And also because the system, like, y'all are lying to us, man. I feel like y'all got answers to give if this shit doesn't.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, either way, like, people had to decide to set up quarantine, and whether they chose to quarantine us or not, either way, like, shit was going to be fucked up. Like, if they decided to not, and there was a bunch more deaths, that would have been horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided to quarantine us, and who knows like that's a tough decision, man. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot. Like, you're gonna go wrong either way with that.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, unless everything was, well, no, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say it's a lie, but
yeah,
you know,
I mean, this conspiracy theories get weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh no, I mean there has been people sick and people have died from it. It's just
definitely, yeah.
It's more the severity that has been lied about.
But the thing is too, like something I thought about is like, yeah, the COVID is real, but like, where did it come from? You know, they said it originated from China, but like, do we not know, or they're hiding that they were actually trying to make some airborne weapon that somehow got loose? And I was like, oh no, it's Corona, and it's just sickness that came out of nowhere. So it's like stuff like that where like we got to be watchful for things that they're trying to hide from the people and stuff like that, you know?
I mean, no doubt World War III is going to be a virus war, like,
jeez.
And then World War IV is going to be fought with sticks, you know? There's going to be nothing left.
Facts.
But that's the most deadly weapon, where they don't have to waste their soldiers or citizens, just a disease, and wipe the enemy out. That's it.
And now we understand how it can spread. It's crazy. People are scared.
Yeah. Because we have so many stupid people in the world that it can easily spread.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say this: everybody out there was wearing masks. 80% of people.
80%. Yeah. Even where I was, there was a lot of people wearing masks.
But you got to the point where a lot of people, like myself included, I can't breathe. It's hot. There's a lot of people in here.
I had mine on, especially. Well, I was hot when I was by that burning fire car.
Oh hell yeah! I was bad. Especially at the end, man. That thing turned to it felt like a block party. You know, it's just everybody just hanging out, a good time.
Yeah.
Not like in the sense of like having fun, but in the sense of proving, like, you know, we can come together and do this the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it, I mean, I'm pretty sure, all over the world, protesting still going on. Is it still going on, like, almost every day in Denver?
Yeah, man.
As well?
I think today's been the 7th day straight.
Yeah.
Okay.
7th or 6th day in a row. And each time they've said it's gotten a lot less violent, a lot less issues with the police.
Yeah. Well, you know, all those other cops got charged. I think it was today, or was it yesterday morning? So some progress is going on right now. So we'll see. Now, if they don't get charged or arrested for life, you know, for especially the main cop for second-degree murder, then you're best to believe you're going to get a riot again.
Totally. But even
you remember in 1992, LA?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they mess up again. They're doing it on purpose, bro.
It's more than that. 100% these cops need to get what's coming for them. But like you were saying, it's about the system. That's what needs to be reformed, or else this is going to happen again.
Yeah, it is. That's the sad thing. That's a sad thing. Even if we get justice this time here, it's going to happen again. I'm not going to be surprised. Like I said earlier in the beginning, it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
Just winning how. So
I will say this. At least I haven't looked up any other cities what's been going on in detail, but I know for a fact Denver, I believe they just proposed a law enforcement integrity act or enforcement act or something.
I think it's called the Integrity Act.
Yeah, to requiring them to wear body cams at all times and just more. What's the word? More restrictions, which are human nature restrictions. Let me ask if you're okay before I assume that you're a criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, or are you breathing before I lock you up?
Yeah.
Simple as that. But
I don't mean to laugh, but it's just it's funny how someone thinks that way. I don't.
No,
understand.
no, it is. Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with that because it's like it's weird. It's like, are you even human?
It doesn't make sense.
No, I agree that sounds good that Denver is doing that. I think that is a step in the right direction. But I think we should create some system where another group or something is actually the police.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
They're checking in with the police. I don't know if some other country does that now, but that's something that would be like, that's something we need to make sure the police are in check. You know, we shouldn't have to do that. They should have a system that's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you know, we see here you locked up this person and he's bruised up. We got to investigate this. Why are you doing this? Like something like that, you know?
Right.
So,
because they can say whatever they want to say, but, you know, keep that shit to yourself.
Yeah.
Good job. Like, that's, like, I don't, because I know a lot of them don't. I think they fired some cops here. Some dumbass cop posted a picture on Instagram saying, "Let's start a riot."
Oh my god.
Like, bro, like, you're stupid, bro. Like,
dude, they need all the cops who are covering their badges and turning off their body cams. Like, they need to fire those cops. Like,
what the that?
Like, what are you doing? What the? For real, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Is that bully mentality? They're like, you know, oh, well, I don't want to get caught. They know they're doing something wrong. You know?
Yeah. Stupid.
and they stay quiet. They stay quiet whenever they get called out.
Or they say I was in danger. Like, that's the card that they like to use. I was in danger. So you were in danger with a gun. You're training from another, you know, person. Like, you were in danger. Okay.
Well, that's what the cop was saying for Sandra Bland.
Yeah.
That he was in fear of his life. And like, the video is like,
they always do that. Yeah.
She's mad as and I don't blame her. Like, y'all pulling me over for what? You know, and sadly, whatever, you know, she lost her life.
Yeah.
But that's like something they lie about all the time.
Yeah, and that does come to the white privilege part, because you know, a white person can say like, oh yeah, I was in danger, or you know, I was you know, like I was in the right, and people will give them the benefit of doubt more. Yeah. They have more chances than a person of color. It's their word against ours, like majority of the time, always.
Yeah.
And that's a sad thing. So.
And I will say
that's why. Oh, I do want to say that's why, like, a lot of black families, my mom and stuff, is like they always have your phone with you, because if you don't have a record in that situation, I don't have any evidence, because it's going to be their words against mine. But then if you have a video, then that is going to at least help you out.
And it'll at least hold them back from like.
Yeah, it will at least. It ain't going to 100% help you out, even though the evidence is there, because they'll be like, oh well. What happened before that? Like, they'll keep making excuses, but it'll at least help out. If you
what I'm saying, yes, but what I meant was that, you know, when you turn the camera on, people kind of won't do certain things.
People act differently, yeah.
Some people, but these videos here, these people don't care.
Yeah.
Oh no, they
don't care. It's like, man.
I mean,
but that's because they got their strength in numbers. So if all of them are doing it, then it's like
other people turn it up for the camera. Yeah, totally.
That's sad. They want to show out. You brought up a good point. I forgot to mention on the white privilege thing. Obviously, like I mentioned, being Puerto Rican, like I never to us, skin color is like your eye color. It's just a fact, right? It's a fact about you. Oh, he's black. Oh, cool. He's white. Oh, cool. It's like an eye color, but obviously, being in this country, you realize there's more. There's a lot more to it. So like I understand that. I completely understand that. Even though I am Latino, I don't get seen that way. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, you speak Spanish? What the hell?"
Yeah.
You know, and like, yeah, your hair is curly as hell. Yeah. So I get that, and I get that. a lot of times I gotta be the one like, hello, officer, everything's okay. Like, I gotta be the one that's, especially if I'm mostly black friends or darker Hispanic friends. So like, it is real. It is real.
So it is, yeah.
And I've realized that being out here, because it's something I don't notice back home at all. And I actually got into it with the girl at the protest, because I mean, I would like to see how you feel about this. So, because she had said something about, because I had my camera, I was taking photos, trying to capture what's really going on, and she says, use your voice, put your camera down, let the black photographers capture.
Yeah, you said you started blocking your camera too.
Yeah, blocking my lens, and so
what?
So obviously, I'm not bringing any attention to myself. I'm not going like, hey, can you pose? Like, I'm just walking around like invisible, like a snake. Just what's over here, what's over there. Not a snake. Not a snake. I'm not a snake. Just, you know what I meant. Like, I'm going around.
Snakes aren't bad, man. We can't judge snakes. They're, it's all right. Yeah.
You know what I meant. You know what I meant. Just the slithering aspect. Just I'm going around just capturing. She's saying I'm capitalizing, and man, I got heated. I was like,
you say you capitalize, but she said you're capitalizing, but not the black photographers are, or something like that, or is that what she was trying to refer to?
Well, I don't know what she was referring, because obviously people like her, they feel so strongly about issues that they don't let people speak. They have tunnel vision. And so she was just saying, like, capitalizing, let the black photographer shoot. And, I let her know. I was like, I'm Puerto Rican. They with us, too. Like, what are you talking about capitalizing? I'm not making any money from this. And then I brought up how this is a tool to capture what's going on. And the moment I knew that she was... Because I said something like, you're telling me not to use what I use. You're telling me what not to use what was used to capture the murder of this man. And then she was like, I was like, are you quiet now, huh? Like, obviously I regret coming off that way. And I don't know how you feel about non-black people shooting. Me personally, I just didn't think about it that way. I was just trying to show the good side of it as well. So I don't know what your thoughts on that are.
Yeah, I never heard of that before. I actually thought you was going to go on to the part, because there's a lot of people saying, hey, photographers, this isn't your time to shine. Like, don't capitalize on, like, being the big star because you want to take the best photo, on these protests. I thought that's where you're going, because I hear a lot of people telling photographers not to do that. And I do have an issue even with that statement. But to your point, yeah, that's weird. I don't think I'm... What? Yeah, I won't tell anybody, like, they can't photograph because...
FYI, she wasn't black.
Oh, she wasn't?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
So I was like...
So she wasn't, but okay. Okay. I mean, that puts that does put a little different perspective. It's still wrong, but now it's like it's coming off that, not to say that she's trying too hard, but... Yeah, it's like she's trying to go too gung ho on it to the point. I don't know. That's maybe she feels guilty that any non-black person shouldn't be. I don't know. To be honest, I don't really understand that. You should be able to shoot whatever you want to shoot. It shouldn't matter what color. That wouldn't even cross my mind. To be honest.
And obviously, I'm not trying to. This is not to come at her or come at anybody. And I understand her, like, you should feel strongly about this. Like, I get it.
Yeah, but not that. Not that. I mean, I get what she's trying to say. Like, I guess I see what she's saying. Like, oh, maybe the black people should get the credit for this, like the black photographers. But that's not what the point is, though. That's not the point. The point is not about, like, oh, the photographer should get the moment. The point is, like, we're just capturing the real life moment here, and we're not trying to make money off of it.
No, and like you were saying, it's always about conversating with people that don't know about things going on.
Mhm.
The guy was trying to, I explained everything. Like, the camera and your creativity is your voice sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm personally, and knowing both of you, I can assume like we're not personally the type to be the one speaking in front of everybody, the most vocal. But we use our creativity to kind of show what's going on and what put light on stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, you've been doing your art, your photography. It's hard. It's hard for some of us to we're not the type to be vocal, so we use different tools.
Yeah.
So
there's not wrong with that. Like, yeah, because like I mean, I don't know. That's weird because then they'll tell Andreas like, I don't know, you can't draw a black fist or something, you know, because you're not black. I don't know. That's what it sounds like, you know. That doesn't make any sense. So I would disagree with that person. That's how I will feel about that. So unless the only time I would agree with that if you are trying to capitalize and you're trying to capitalize and make it in a way of a negative light, where you're trying to exploit the situation.
Yeah,
no,
totally.
That
would be different. So
and people doing that, man, don't even go, man.
Yeah.
Turn your camera in, because that's not what you bought that for.
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't get those people don't go out to these situations. The people that go out to these situations actually have a actual heart or connection to this. Like the majority of them support the cause, which is why they're out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
What were you saying, De'aris?
I was just gonna say with her, I feel like it's similar with the riots. Like this is a lot for people to take in, and a lot of people are just reacting.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, on emotions and stuff.
Yeah. Which is, I don't know. It's fair. Like people don't really know how to handle this.
And on that topic, like I ask you, because obviously everybody, how would I say this?
What the heck?
Everybody has their life, right? And everybody has their bills to pay. So how can people, with showcasing their work, I mean, how long do you feel like they should go without showing their work, without being insensitive? You know, like, you understand what I'm at, like, how can people understand and know how, because some people I've seen people posting already portraits, and I'm like, dude, nobody cares about your portraits, you know? Nobody cares about your portraits. I get you're a portrait photographer, but this is not the time to do that.
Yeah.
That and people just posting like selfies of them like out like doing stuff.
Yeah, I don't get
to it.
So it's like you're really hungry for that attention. But at the same time, like, you're a photographer, you do portraits, you got bills to pay.
Yeah, but that's not on my mind right now, though.
No, 100%. But how long, or how would people know?
I mean, yeah, you have to gauge the environment. Like, I don't think you can put a time on that. I do think each individual they do have a time span on when, you know, it's right for them. But definitely now it's too early. Like, I've seen so many people, like, I've seen somebody, what was it, 2 days ago? They're at the lake on the beach.
Yeah.
Like 5 other friends, and they just listen to music. It's like, wow. And they're white, and some of them were, I think some of her friends were Hispanic too as well. But they were just partying out in the boat, like ain't nothing going on around the world. And it's like, that's the privilege we're talking about. That's the privilege we're talking about. You're doing this, but you're not doing anything. But then you'll go ahead and put like because a lot of people also talk about this, the Blackout Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't say anything throughout that, but because they want to get the like and look good in front of their friends, I'm going to go ahead and put this black picture on there because everybody else is doing it. It's different for people who are actually already talking about it before then, but those people who just jump on the bandwagon, they don't care. They don't care about the calls, and they shouldn't even post that. And then regarding with people posting portraits, like I told you, I think I told you on Instagram, I was like, I'm kind of taking a break.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, like I'll jump on just to see some people's stories and stuff, but I'm not really caring about looking at people's posts. I'm not trying to post anything. Like before this, the protests and all that happened, I actually have a portrait shoot in the works right now. But right now we're taking a pause on this because that's not the time right now, and I don't feel like doing that. I'm not in the heart and mind to be doing this portrait shoot. Yeah. So yeah, I think people should just take a break right now. Take a break.
I've seen some of that stuff too. People like posting them out, like having fun, and it's such a huge turnoff. Like,
it's weird,
dude.
Yeah.
I have so much art and stuff to share, and like I have stuff like piled up that I want to share, but I literally have no desire to share any of it right now. Like, it just feels wrong, like, because it's not about me. It's not about any of us, and there's this whole like, man, people are just caught up in their egos and trying to start like the craziest thing to me, not the craziest, but a crazy thing is the all lives matter. Like people,
yes,
it's like there's all these movements going on like that have been going on forever. Like, so let's say like save the rainforest. Like people aren't going out like, oh, what about all the other forests? Like, what about the pine trees? Like, the rainforests are the ones that are hurting. Like, the black people are the ones that are hurting right now. Like, people they're tied up in their egos and trying to make everything about themselves, and it's
about themselves. Yeah, and those people would never listen, and that's what I'm saying. It's those people that just get toned down.
But dude, I want to like we were talking about it earlier. Like, I want to thank you for posting that stuff. Like how artists need to speak their mind, because I wanted to say something and I just didn't know what to do, and went silent for a couple days. And then I was like, man, like, why don't I just make art? Like, that's what I do. And like, I've been, like, you saying donations have been the big thing. And for me, like, I got furloughed from my job for 2 months. And like before that, like, I'm already like basically living paycheck to paycheck. So I don't have money to give, but I was like, oh, instead of like the little money I could donate, I could just send art to people and have them donate it instead. And it's been really cool, man.
Yeah, that's what's up for sure.
That's something everybody can do. Like, cause I get it. I mean, people are on a budget.
But just like respect for calling everyone out, dude.
You said what?
Respect for calling people out.
Oh yeah, appreciate. Yeah, I didn't know how people was gonna take that. So no, appreciate. Yeah, thank you for being honest and stuff, and telling like, you were silent on it because you didn't know, and that's what I'm saying. That's honesty right there. Like you acknowledge that, and you was like, yeah, I can speak my way in this type of way, like with your art and stuff, and that's all it takes, man. So that's like props for that too, and well, that's cool that my story reached some people. No, so because I did feel like some people probably got mad. It's like, oh, he's talking about me or whatever. It's like, yeah, I kind of am talking about you.
Hey, if the shoe fits, wear it. And be mad, because like obviously anyone that's your friend or cares about you would have seen that and said, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I should do something.
Because I was gonna say something else, and then I stopped. I was like, you better not go in here and be like protesting for all gay people or women's rights. Like, I better not see you do that if you're going to talk about talking about black people's political. Well, it's like, well, then all that is political too. You either for the people or you're not.
Yeah.
So like, I would definitely get upset. It's like, oh, okay, so when it comes to race and color, I don't want to talk about it. But then if it's sex or female rights and stuff, you're all up in arms for that. To me, that comes off. That means you don't really care about the Black Lives Matter movement. That's what it tells me. Because like before you guys knew me, like I was protesting with the women's rights, the gay rights. Like I'm a person who was like freedom for everybody. It's not just Black lives; it's for everybody. And like what you're saying with all lives matter, Black Lives Matter is saying Black Lives Matter too. We're not just saying Black Lives Matter only. Exactly. No one is saying that.
Exactly.
No, but it's like right now, like there's some shit going on.
Right. Exactly.
They just don't know English. I mean, it's literally just says Black Lives Matter, not only English people.
I don't know, man.
And half of these people most of these people that say that stuff are the ones that say English only in this country. They don't even know how to read their own damn language. So.
Yeah.
Come on now. I don't know. It's people are just haters, man. Like, and they're mad. Be mad, honestly.
Yeah. I don't really care anymore.
And that crap, and it works, man. Because like last year in Puerto Rico, they protested to get rid of the governor because he had done some stuff, and it worked, man. He resigned. You know, so like this crap works.
It works.
This works.
That's why they want us to tell us to shut up and be peaceful, because they know if we do that, it's just going to be ignored. But when you take action, like, you know, have you guys heard about the how this is close to what happened with the Boston Tea Party?
Yeah,
that's literally what happened. They rioted and destroyed all the goods, you know, from was it England or whatever, because, you know, they didn't want to be taxed and all that.
Exactly.
But that's American history, and that's supposed to be a great thing for the country, right? So when we do it for somebody's life, oh, y'all just thugs, y'all un-American. This country was built off of that. Like, if you think about it, it's like, yeah.
I will say this.
It's just
I will say
backwards.
this. Only issue is when people destroy. One of the most. I remember seeing the LA '92 documentary. And man, it struck with me. It's been circulating. Again, with this older black guy yelling at the people looting his store, like, why me? Like, I worked hard for this.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, go ahead, destroy the corporate. I think Target came out saying, you know, if you're going to destroy, loot anybody, loot us, because we can come back from this.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like counterproductive.
If you're going to get the system, go ahead. Like, I had no problem. I'm not condoning it in any way, but it didn't bother me people doing things at the Capitol building and around there. It's just, especially in your own community where a lot of it's black owned. Why are you doing that? You're destroying the same people you're helping out and trying to help. You know, and
I agree with that, and that messes up the message. Yeah.
So it's like, yes, use your right, but sorry about what was.
No, that's right. Because so when was that? When I was doing the photography at the protest. You guys know IHOP, right?
Oh yeah.
The restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I get their Colorado omelet every time I go, bro.
Oh my god, yeah.
With the extra cheese sauce and extra bacon. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what was up there. But you guys don't have a Waffle House, right? I don't think.
No, Waffle that's a South thing, bro.
I do know a Waffle House. I tried to visit though on a road trip. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But you know why? Like, you go after you've been drinking and stuff, like 3 a.m. That shit is packed.
Waffle House is like, I don't know if it's really like black owned, but it has a lot of black hands in there. And there was a Waffle House in the street, and people got the bricks, and they was about to go to Waffle House. All the black people was like, hey, nah, y'all better take that to IHOP. Don't be doing that at Waffle House.
Not Waffle House, bro.
What's wrong with you? I got a point.
That's funny.
And it's like what you're saying, like, don't destroy your brothers and sisters.
Was it like, you need to ride to IHOP, bro? Not Waffle House.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Go to IHOP. Yeah.
That's funny as hell, man.
No, it was funny. Everybody was there. It was funny. But yeah, and that's the point. Some of those people don't care, and then those are the people the anarchists that everything. I want to watch the whole world burn. Those are the people. Nah, you're not part of this movement. Yeah. Get out of here. You know, that's the Joker stuff right there. So,
yeah. But, yeah, man, this was nice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, how long have we been talking for?
Dude, I'm wild.
I think the camera's shut off. It doesn't matter.
We got all the audio recorded.
Yeah, that's...
okay, good.
You know, hopefully everyone back home listening and everyone listening, like, you learn something. Because, like,
yeah,
this shit is real.
No, I'm super glad we could do this.
Yeah, man. No, it was definitely good talking to you guys, seeing you guys' faces. You know, it felt like I didn't even leave like I'm on vacation or whatever. But
Facts, man. Facts.
Yeah.
But no, definitely. Like hopefully soon, once everything works out, I can start like visiting. You guys come visit me or wherever I'm at, stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah, I mean Nashville, bro. That's right around the corner.
Whenever I go, man. Whenever I go, because it's looking like I'm just working from home now. So I don't know. We'll see.
But yeah, hopefully everybody learned something new. I did for sure.
Yeah.
And do something about it. Like if you really are bothered and you're quiet, like then you're doing nothing. Like do something.
Yeah.
Whatever you know how to do. Maybe you're not vocal, but you can do something. And like you were saying, De'aris, about donating and other ways to help. Even just talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And having a conversation. That's what we're adults. We can conversate and communicate, right?
We're people, yeah.
Like, come on. And through conversation, you learn, man. And so, like, you're not always right. You're not always right.
Just like, I feel like the big thing is not being afraid to be wrong and just talking and learning from if you are wrong and growing from it. Just putting your thoughts and ideas out there for sure.
So, yeah.
All right. Have 2 open ears. That's it.
Hell yeah.
But like they say, and my mom used to say, entra por uno, sale por otro. Come in one, out the other. Some people don't want to listen, man. Shit.
Yep, that's true.
But appreciate you, man. Hopefully we can get you back on, like,
hell yeah,
with better circumstances and
get you on in person.
But obviously, the world doesn't
better
care.
Background,
the world.
See this background here. Yeah.
No, I love it, man. The beige background.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for listening. Tune in. We'll let you guys know on Instagram once we decide to continue putting things out there for you guys. But instead, you guys should just start listening and pay attention to what's going on around you. And
educate yourself.
Yeah. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, fool.